Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday to you. We're gonna play Magic today. And of course, before we start, it's been a tough week again, and I hope you're all doing okay. All the news in the gaming landscape just keeps being hard. Keeps being hard. And I'd like to remind any of you who are having a hard time. For any of you who didn't know, Rekful, who's a famous World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, IRL streamer, committed suicide yesterday morning. And had a long struggle with, and forgive me if I'm getting some of these details wrong, with, I believe it was bipolar or depression. And again, apologies for getting some of the details a little off. I sort of woke up, read it, and just felt pretty disoriented throughout the day. And I want to invite any of you who are having a hard time to just come here and talk, you know. I think that in the long run for this channel, one of my big goals is to be the oasis away from stuff, you know. Had a tough day at work coming here. We were focused on clowning around, but there's been such a volume of just stressful stuff, particularly in gaming communities. I think that there is an aspect of being part of gaming communities that, like, societally, it's like new. The idea of having an identity and being part of something amorphous, a gaming community. You know, I think to, say, StarCraft, where I could watch a replay and know exactly who the players were without you telling me. I could do plays. I used to practice with Brazilians and Russians, were the biggest practice partners of mine. We didn't speak each other's languages, but we could connect, we could relate to each other. There's this wonderful unifying thing where it's not just that you saw the same movie I did, it's that you did the same actions in the game that I did. We actually have a shared experience. And I think that when there's loss in gaming communities, you know, I thought a lot about this when Jeff passed away unexpectedly last year. When Total Biscuit passed away before that as well. That for many people, it's much more than there was an actor who, a couple of movies of theirs I saw. These are, for streamers and gaming content creators, I mean, at least with a lot of my audience and a lot of the analysis I've done, there are people that spend like 10 hours a week, 20 hours a week watching one person. It's like a hangout. It's like after school, just put it on and it's just there in the background. It's like an important part of life. It's an important part of experience. And I think that the loss not only hits people really hard whenever someone passes away, but you know, because it's part of this sort of new thing, like my identity is that I'm a StarCraft player, or my identity is that I am an RPG player, you know, like there's part of this who you are that feels like it's under attack or that's been lost as a result of that. And I think that there's so many people who I've seen so many posts of Rekful's gone, and I feel so upset, and I don't understand why. And I think the only way to sort of learn more about what that feeling is and to give voice to it is to talk. And it's good to talk. And we're going to talk a reasonable amount about feelings today. I personally am going to be doing some really dumb, stupid-ass decks because I just don't think I have a lot of energy in me to like try hard and all this shit. We'll be talking about feelings a good amount. Yeah. We need some levity. Oh, man. Let me show you exactly what we're going to do today, okay? Let me show you exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to go standard. You know this card? You know this card, Peer into the Abyss. First of all, the art is good enough to want to run. Target player draws cards equal to half the number of cards in their library and loses half their life, round up each time. Okay. Scourger Land, I saw your link this morning, and believe it or not, I was going to do this before anyways. Okay. So, like, if I did this to myself at 7 mana, I draw 20 cards, and then I have to discard 13 of them, because I have to discard down to 7? What? Oh my god, then how would this be good? Well, if you look at Underworld Dreams, this says whenever an opponent draws a card, Underworld Dreams deals 1 damage to that player. So, if we play this, and then make our opponent draw, say, 25 cards, they will lose half their life, so maybe go from 20 to 10, and then they'll take 25 damage. Isn't that nice? Oh, man. It's really good. Obnixilis does it too. Yeah, Obnix. When your opponent draws a card, deals 1 damage, destroy target creature, its controller draws 2 cards. Oh, I forgot about this one. Now, peer into the something. What are we going to peer into? We're not going to peer into the abyss. I mean, we can say peer into the dreams. Peer into the dreams. E-Viking says, hey, Day 9. Hey, Day 9. I've been having some problems with anxiety today. And just want to tell you that Clowny deck's exactly what I need right now. E-Viking, I'm right up there with you. Right up there. Right up there. Oh, of course. Peer into the jank. That's... Now, if I'm doing a control deck, I like to just go to 26 lands just to be responsible. I'm not saying we land at 26 lands. It's that we do the land last, and I like to, instead of having 24 lands, building a deck, and then going, ooh, wait, now I got to cut 3 cards so I can get to 27. I like to start with 26, just to kind of remind myself. So I feel, so first of all, this is going to be a very black heavy deck. Entropy says, okay, so this is the entire combo? Yeah. I have an Underworld Dreams out, so whenever my opponent draws, they take a damage. I cast Peer into the Abyss, targeting my opponent, causing them to draw 20 some odd cards and take 20 damage. Entropy says, so the rest of the deck can be good cards? Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Why not? You know what, Scourger Land, you've sent me a few lists in the past, and I have not properly taken you up on them. Let me... let's just change this into Legend VD's Peer Jank. Legend VD is a content creator who... It just has a lovely speaking voice. I mean, it's freaking wonderful. And I'm going to show you Legend VD's take on this that I learned of just this morning. I want to note that the version that I was going to build is going to be Simic with black for these, but mostly the good Simic cards. Growth Spirals and other such assorted pastries. And I want to do that in a little bit, but let's go ahead and take Legend VD, who again, wonderful YouTuber. Look it up. It's spelled like this. It's Legend VD. Legend VD. It's not Legend VD. It's Legend VD. 22 lands, 22 swamps, but 4 castle locked for 26. Bada bang. Let's take a look at this. We have Maze Mind Tomes. We have Agonizing Remorse. Oops, sorry, I scraped my microphone. 4 of these. We have the Underworld Dreams. This is the piece that I question quite a bit. Well, Jesus, I question the use of destroying my wild cards. But search your library for a card, put that card in your hand, then shuffle your library, you lose 3 life. We really want our combo to go up. Yeah, by the way, this is the spelling right here, in case any of you are curious. Anyways, Yeah, if we need an Underworld Dreams or if we need to peer into the abyss, we look for this. Now, we have some flexible removal. We have Murderous Rider as ways to deal with both planeswalkers, creatures, and have, you know, the value of the body. There's a single Heartless Act and a single Eliminate, which I think are some interesting low ends. If I were taking my list, I would probably cut down to 2 Murderous Riders and increase the Eliminates. What are some of the other good ones? A pair of Extinction Events, a pair of Soots, and Solemn Simulacrums. Oops, not Eat to Extinction. Extinction Events. Soot. Oops. Simulacra. So this is the deck. And if we actually just go into curve mode, early game, most of what we're doing is forcing our opponent to discards. And for the Maze Mind Tomes, we are getting a lot of card draw life gain from this. This is what we do early game. Then on turn 2. In turn 3, Grim Tutor to set ourselves up, or Underworld Dreams to set ourselves up, or Murderous Rider for targets. We actually have a lot of stuff to do on turn 3, and then turn 4 as well. We also, by having a couple of one-ofs, Grim Tutor, or just in general decks with tutors. Tutoring is the term for I cast this spell to look in my library for a card. So the way the verb works is if it says, look in your deck for a creature that costs 3 or less, you would be tutoring for a cheap creature. So typically when you make a deck with tutoring, you have lots of copies of the tutor card and 1 of copies of all the stuff you need. So that way, you know, I can Grim Tutor for this one very situational card, and so on and so forth. Given that this is standard, I would probably err towards just making a slightly more even deck, like cutting these 2 and adding in another Eliminate, adding in another Heartless Act, something like this. I do feel like we're probably a little bit light on the low end, but at the same time, we also are running 4 Sweepers. This is a best of 1 deck, as you will note that there's no sideboard at all. Alright, we have the combo. Sideboarding is a weakness, yeah. Given how much aggro there is, especially in best of 1, I would really like more Eliminates in there. So I saw the Gigantha, and immediately I'm 99% certain that we were up against a Rakdos discard deck. The Rakdos discard deck obviously uses the Cats and Ovens and Mayhem Devils to ping-pong for so long. By the way, I will take right now as a demonstration of why I tend to like the 2 mana removals over the more flexible 3 mana removals. Obviously, Murderous Rider is a great card, great card, but it's more the numbers, not the nature of the card. But it's a time like this where, frankly, I kind of want to just get rid of this, but whatever. Anyways, uses a lot of the cheap sacrifice creatures, including this, sacrifice 2 other creatures, do some good stuff. All those cards don't have any duplicate costs. There's no double black, double red, so you can bang out a Gigantha the Wellspring. I'll go ahead and remove the thing that could potentially let some card drawing action happen in future turns. Alright, Ritual of Soot would be kind of hilarious here, but, you know, I think it's super straightforward. Just take this guy out. It is already attacked, so there's no risk of Shadow Soul doing some sort of, okay. There's no risk of any sort of sack to gain extra cards sort of thing. Oh, thanks. I didn't turn on Cardboard Live. Thanks so much for reminding me. I am feeling pretty raw. Not going to tell a lie. Feeling pretty raw today. And a lot of what happens to me when I start to feel a lot of pain and or stress is I begin to kind of check out. So where is that Heartless Act? Found it. Let's destroy a creature with no counters on it. That's fine. This is going to be a wee bit tricky. Oh, I'm going to do this. Let's get rid of the good one. Play the Underworld Dreams. Love you guys. Love you a lot. Thank you, Lionheart. Man. I just took yesterday off, man. I just checked out. Ooh, this is bad news. We wish to draw some good stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna draw. That's a bad one. Alright, let's get bonged for 6 and get our eliminate. So I kind of need to go land. That's a very bad one. This has the look and mouthfeel of land. Alright, can we make it to next turn and draw the landy? Opponent has 46 cards and will therefore take 23 damage. Now 20. I believe it's 23 rounded up. So this is going to get claimed. This and this is going to get sacrificed. Damn. Is this the land? That was a very good draw. Hopefully my opponent makes a mistakey. Damn. I'm going to make the adjustments that I was going to say earlier. I'm going to make this adjustment here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, like, this will just help a lot. Just having a little bit more flexibility here. I think there's also an argument to be made that when I Grim Tutored for the single removal spell, I played incorrectly and I should have tutored for the sweeper. If Kyle Official says, I surely missed you yesterday, Shaman Chat. It's nice to hear. Nice to hear. I checked out. I checked out yesterday. Absolutely I just played Dota. Kyle says, something that may surely brighten your day on a regular basis, Crokies refers to you as the king of streamers. Wow. I did not know that. Crokies is an extremely, extremely talented Magic player and deck builder. And I'm just some fucking guy. I'm just like, here's something I saw off the internet and it kind of works. Now I'm going to build my own thing. Oh, fuck! So here's a moment where you might say, ooh, this is concerning, Sean, because you... If this were a Murderous Rider, you'd be able to kill the Teferi. But even so, I'm never too happy to bank the Teferi with a Murderous Rider after it's already gotten its value. Oh, the Exile one? Well, Crokies is the best man.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
I'm ramping! I'm ramping! Take it. You gotta see it, man. You gotta see it. The red spells don't hurt you. This one deals 3 damage and exiles, hurts our Solemn Simulacrum. I'd rather my opponent flame sweeps to take it out. Oh, eliminate kills the Teferi? Oh, I'm the fucking best. I want 3 eliminates in a Heartless Act now. Damn. Let's go ahead and do a sorcery speed, instant speed.
Will tell.
I'm doing this. Narvis, my name's Sean. I keep getting gifted subs, so I feel like it's a sign I need to tell you that you're a great dude. That's wonderful to hear. There was one person who's like, hey, I got gifted a sub, and I just want to let you know you're a piece of shit. He just like, he was like some angry troll that was like watching my comment or content. And I'm not actually concerned about this. Let's get the underworlds. Yeah. It was just so funny. You know, it's a super rare thing. I would not expect it to happen with any frequency at all, but gotcha. Bang. Underworld Dreams doing work. Feels good. Peer into the abyss right on the top, huh? Rats. Well, I have enough to do this. Go ahead and go Swingo Dingo first. Alright, given what I see in the hand, at the start of the turn I'm going to zap this. This will force my opponent to discard one of the cards in their hand. It will also cause the Dream Trawler to become tapped. So, the Murderous Rider will fizzle, which we don't really care very much about. But now my Solemn Simulacrums can bank in for a little bit more damage. I hate to see that. Could be bad. Or I could be the best. This player. Yeah. My opponent now draw a counterspell? You got it, man. Target player draws cards equal to half the number of cards in their library. That's 23. Okay. Alright, get ready, everyone. Who wants to just hear Gattled. Gattled. Shout out to Legend VD for the idea. We are going to build our own brew of this in a little bit, but So I want to, oops, I want to go down to 1 of these and 3 of these. Blood Fox 610 says, Sean, I'm super grateful for your relentless positivity today. I've been watching you for years. Please keep it up. You have no idea how much it means. That's really nice, man. That's really nice of you to say. I'm incredibly, incredibly glad that it's helpful, you know. In college, I remember meeting a friend who was just so positive and optimistic and cheery that, like, I feel like it just, like, repaired me as a person. By the way, this is the card that I doubt the most in this deck. I think that this is the least needed card. I would more so be interested in this being, like, when I build a list, I might want this to be a Narset instead. Same cost, can still find some of these things, but can also find some of the utility cards. By the way, right now is why I am adjusted this deck to add more eliminates into the list. Doesn't Narset break the combo? Yeah, I don't want them out at the same time, for sure. But, like, losing 3 life to do nothing, I feel like I don't like as much. I'm interested in doing sort of a Simic Rampy deck. So let's see. How would I do this? Yuck. 3 life is just a lot, man. We'll go to 5, and that's fine. Whoops. My opponent sees that I have Peer into the Abyss. Whoopsie doopsies. Yeah. The life loss from the Murderous Riders and the Grim Tutors are feeling quite fragile in this. Fuck. Yeah. See, I think that this deck does not actually have enough tools in its current setup to deal well with aggro. Yeah. Arguably, we could say that I need to mulligan this for the Maze Mind Tomes. So let's not do anything yet. We do have 4 life gain cards. Technically 8 if you count the Murderous Rider, but they bing us first. That's why you might want Gary. We don't really have any Black Devotion, though. We don't really have any Black Devotion in this deck. Yeah, Gary super doesn't. Is this okay? I think this is okay because I have the sweepers. We're doing a test. Underworld Dreams gives me 3, and that's it. And that's it. Like Gary is good as a finisher in a creature-based deck where I have to spend all the energy, or my opponent has to spend all the energy trying to remove the board. And so when Gary comes up, it can feel quite good. Let's see here. Simulacrum and a Tutor, and then Bong. So now we can Murderous Rider one of these 2 right now. However, in the current setup, if I killed one to prevent 2 damage, I would be taking 2 from this. So really what we want to try to do is we want to try to save this for whenever it's time to maybe remove the Embercleave target. Okay. So we saved a card. Even. Why not play Murderous Rider for the lifelink just as a blocker? Because my opponent has 2 attackers and will have 4 mana, which means my opponent will be able to cast Embercleave next turn, and the instant speed removal is going to be incredibly nice there. Now let's think about this. We see that 3 mana was spent to play a 3 mana creature, and then nothing else. So, I mean, I genuinely think that I don't want to do Eliminate or Murderous Rider because my opponent is not going to be going wide. I think maybe our opponent misunderstood Ritual Set. Okay, so if we go down to 7... I think that we're actually fine. Come on. Come on, my little snuggle bug. The way we lose is if it's like Robber of the Rich. Hi, sweetheart. There's a new sheriff in town. Yeah. Yeah. My cat is really snuggly and cuddly. Wait until attackers gets declared. Hey, sweetheart. Okay. This is fucking funniest. Yeah, I'm happy too. I would purr if I could, baby cat. I would purr if I could. Yeah. Oh, don't chew on that. What's on your head? Sheriff. Sheriff. Shit, I got hair everywhere. Goodbye, love you. You know, I think part of the reason why this deck is so satisfying is that you win on the awesome part. Gralsmith says, I too have hair everywhere, but it's my own. Yeah, no, I absolutely have, like, quite a lot of volume to work with here. Ah! I absolutely look like I belong on the cover of Quaker Oats. There we go. Let's see if I can flatten, damn you. Again, I feel like I have head pauldrons. Alright. So we have a mono green. No, looks like some sort of ramping Simic deck. So I think the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to peek and see the kind of things that we are concerned about. What is happening? Let's get rid of the thing that can get cast at some point. Baby Godzilla, you got it. Now, what am I tutoring for? I think Underworld Dreams. Because then I can Simulacrum on turn 4, then turn 5, Tome Underworld Dreams. So now we actually have all the land that we need. We have 5. Why does Archipelago cost less there? Oh shit. This reduces mutation costs. Got it. Got it. We're gonna... I think I actually just outright lose. Oh shit. Okay. I'm out of here. I'm gonna do one more game with this, and then I want to do my own brew. Damn, they janked us to death, man. We're taking some pain. Jet Cooper with the 5 gifties. The thrifty gifties from Jet. Jet Cooper. Long-time regular over in these here parts. Alright, we are taking some pain. Yeah, why not? We gotta... Ooh, we were taking some pain. Banging a bong. Ugh. So let's see here. We will go down to 5, down to 1. I mean, I really don't like doing this. This feels terrible. If it's attack, we are so fucked. Yeah, see, this is the problem, I think, with going mono black. Ember Cleave. Yeah. I think that it's just far too fragile and inflexible. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do. This is Day 9's peer into the jank. Alright. Underworld Dreams, peer into the, and then we're going to do Growth Spiral. Actually, wait a minute. Where is this? Delete this. Okay, let's actually just crib from this. Because I really like this mana base quite a bit. Okay, so we obviously are going to go Underworld Dreams. Obviously going to go peer into the abyss. I'm just going to cut some cards that I feel like are correct to cut. what are we going to do here? See, here's the thing. Like, if we actually... Let me just pause this. So this is day 9's peer into the jank. Okay. If I look at this... Yep, that's totally fine. Yep, that's totally fine. If we actually take a look at the Darby Sultai ramp deck... I mean, look at the sideboard. We have 6 cards that cost 2. And then we have 5 cards that cost 5 or more in the sideboard. Similarly, look, we have 4 8 cost, 4 6 cost, 4 5 cost. When you have 12 ramping cards, you can do a lot of stuff at the high end. You can do a lot of stuff at the high end. So I want to make sure that I'm not... Oh yeah, and this is like also just an equivalently ridiculously expensive spell. So I want to try to think of this in kind of the same way. I want to... I should run Thought Distortion in the main. I should run 2 copies of this. Because I was thinking, I'm going to get countered, and getting countered sucks, right? Getting countered sucks. So I was thinking of going Simic, because I get the Growth Spiral and the Uro, and then I would have the blue, which would give me access to counter magic. But why have access to counter magic when what I can do is just Thought Distortion my opponent and just, like, get that shit out of the way, right? You know what I mean? Not going to worry extraordinarily much about the side. Is the mana base right? Is the mana base right? I think this is the only change we're going to make. Now you might be wondering, what about card draw, right? Because we cut the Hydroid Krasis. No big deal. No big deal. We have Peer into the Abyss. Remember, we can Peer into the Abyss on ourselves to draw 23 cards and the whole combo. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna hang on to this one. We do have the Zagoth Triumph. See, I think that this deck will be a little bit more resilient to mono red. I also think that we are setting ourselves up to be more tuned to best of 3 anyways. Aglavale, you doing alright, man? Says, hey Chad, I hope you're all having a better day than I am. What's going on, Aglavale? You doing alright? Poirier says, what a miserable week. Miserable indeed. Miserable captures my feelings exactly. Alright, we didn't draw the land. We needed any land for Cultivate, and then we didn't get it, so that's fine. Oh, Aglaves has been having a rough day. My family and I just put down our cat today. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Oh my god. Little animals are the best. Little animals are absolutely the best. Alright, he's hanging on to this. Alright, boom. You know, I kind of think that maybe I do want to go down to 2 swamps. Keeping 2-lander, has Spellslingers taught you anything? Well, the unfortunate truth of that particular situation is that I did that correctly. Which is the unfortunate truth about that situation. Because half my deck was land, so I had 3 opportunities to draw a land. That's 1/2 to the 8th power, so there's a 7 in 8 chance that I draw the land by turn 3. But 7 out of 8 is not... 7 out of 8%, yeah, no. Yeah, 7 out of 8 chance to draw it. Odd. I make a lot of mistakes there, man. I make a lot of mistakes there where I like see a 4/4 and I'm like, even. I'm gonna see 2 even numbers. Cultivate is the best draw here. I think I need to go back down to 2 swamps. I don't think I need a lot of swamps in this deck. I don't think I need a lot of swamps in this deck. That's a good one. 8 in the bin, and I'm healing for 3. Ah! Let me count something. 4, 2... Zero cost things are still even. Is this mono white cycling? Luris comes back? Okay. Not you, dude. Holy shit. Yeah, I think I definitely need to go back down to 2 swamps. The green is just too important with Cultivate, Uro, and Growth Spiral in my starting hands. Cycling without Zenith Flare seems odd. It seems a little funky, I'm not going to tell you a lie, man. Oh, our opponent has a Zenith Flare for sure. What a tease. Alright, let me do some tunings. I think the Thought Distortions need to come out. They need to come out. This is actually funny because if I do the comparison to the other deck, it was... Oops. Make a new thing. Here's the Casualties, and then I have the former Nissas here. The ability to do something on turn 5 is... the thing that is hurting me. Maybe we just go down to 2 of these. Seems intelligent. Let me think for a moment. So by the way, the actually maybe it's something along these lines. This is, we don't quite have enough board presence. Let me think. Okay, so I'm going to note something really fast. Let me just make a little pile here, a little pile here. The original deck that we are basing this on is Wyatt Darby's Sultai ramp. Instead of 4 Underworld Dreams and 4 Peer into the Abysses, Wyatt Darby had this exact list, but then 4 Nissas and 4 Hydroid Krasis. Hydroid Krasis has some nice flexibility as being able to do something early on, and it draws cards. So Peer into the Abyss absolutely lets us draw the cards that we need. So this is kind of like a functional replacement for that. So I'm noticing a big issue that we're having is it's a little harder to get to Ugin without Nissa, but this is basically we are recklessly ramping to be able to just play Ugin and just delete the entire board. So, you know, there's temptations to like try to start getting some Nissas and Hydroid Krasis and stuff like that, but I feel like what I'm doing is just a slightly worse version of that ramp deck. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to think of how I want to construct something that out of control ramp is really, really nice and really satisfying, and gives us a lot of tools. And I don't want to make the mistake of trying to put in a bunch of 2-mana things. Or I should be more specific, I don't want to make the mistake of putting in too many 2-mana things. Because if we start running Eliminates and Thought Erasures, that might initially feel kind of good. That might initially seem like a reasonable thing to do. But what's going to happen is we're going to ramp, and then we're going to start top decking 2-mana spells. Merchant Ultimatum is going to be weak here. We have 8 permanents that actually stick, and then we have 4 Uros that kind of sacrifice themselves. So let me think for a moment. What do I want to do with this? Because weirdly, one of the things that we keep whiffing on is land. Let me just point to something that I've seen a couple of folks talk about. Mr. Ishmash says, cut 4 Ugins for 4 Eliminates. Now, at first glance, it seems like this is a good idea, because we're going to put the Ugins we've had trouble getting. So if we just go into the 2-mana spot with like cheap removal, we can start deleting stuff, which is, you know, part of how we were able to, you know, we would have been able to win the game against that Flourishing Fox. We had 2 Ugins, we couldn't cast it. You know, one of these kinds of things. However, again, we have 12 cards that are ramping. And if I ramp up to, say, 8 mana and I top deck and eliminate, I'm going to feel like an idiot. It's an incredibly weak moment for us. This does feel like the most challenging to cast card of them all, though. Basically, we're not going to touch any of these cards. These cards are great. We're going to leave those alone. Leave those alone. And by the way, again, there's some analysis that I want to point to to just kind of get off everyone's radar. This is nothing but 4 ofs, and this deck fucking owns. Absolutely owns. And it has tons of 4 ofs. This is, again, the benefit of being able to ramp up hard with the low end, is that you can do just insane things with the high end. So our high end needs to kind of like do multiple things. Thinky. What about Solemn Simulacrum? It doesn't quite... We kind of have not enough basic lands. That still might actually be okay. And I'm going to narrow in the problem. The problem is, what do we put in to obviously get us to the point where we can survive and cast our huge combo? And whatever answer we say needs to be 5-6, or needs to be 5+ mana. It can't be something cheap. It's expensive shit. We have a ramp, and we're sticking with the ramp for now. And so we need to make sure that whatever answer we're looking for is fucking expensive. Like a juicy 6-mana card. You know, I'm going to do this. Ugin 6 would not help us. Ugin 6 would not help us. We need to make sure that we when something like Casualties of War is the perfect example of like a 6-mana thing that just does a shitload. It can delete multiple things. If we play an Ugin, we can summon a 2/2, and then next turn when it dies, we can get something good. It could be that I just was making mulliganing mistakes. Discontinuity does seem kind of like an interesting one to do. You know? Discontinuity does seem like an interesting one. What about the blue choose one or more? That might also be another good one to do. Hard cast Fey Wishes. You got it. Yeah, I think maybe I was getting owned by mulliganing decisions. Yeah, Sublime Epiphany might actually be a really interesting choice. So I think I do want 4 Thought Distortions in the side.
Here goes nothing.
Yeah, Sublime Epiphany actually kind of sounds like an interesting choice for us. I would like 1 green, please. Yeah, I think Sublime Epiphany might be it, because here's what we would say. Ugin is good for deleting the board and then providing a persistent threat, and so on, so on, and so on. Oh, yeah. But we're not looking for persistent threat. We're looking to barely stay alive until our combo pops off. Sublime Epiphany, I think, is actually it. There it is. Because we can draw cards, counter spells, and return cards to hand. Casualties of War remains a good card. So let's see here. We have black, black, green, green, colorless, colorless. Let's target a land, an enchantment, and a planeswalker. This one, please. This is where my opponent just like Aether Gusts, and I'm just like, ugh.
This is hardly my worst defeat.
Let's see here. Sublime Epiphany. Of course, at M21.
This isn't my first time being a hero.
I think we just go for it. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, I think we're figuring it out. You know, Sublime Epiphany and or Discontinuity is real interesting. I think we're going to get it. I think Vic Vulcan's going to tap out. Did I make myself a Friday burrito? You bet your butt I did. K9 Cross. K9 Cross. Happy 5 years, K9 Cross. This is 5 years of quality content. Thanks for day 9 and the day night. Never know what hit 'em. It's a new day. It's a new day. I'ma wake up, I'ma wake up, most probably bake up. Something, something, break up. Pen and you, I've been watching her doing makeup. Sterlinja says, hey Dan, I got gifted a sub during your B-Day stream. I sadly was not able to watch, but I want to extend my thanks to the community of give a happy belated happy birthday to the dad of the 2 greatest little cats in the world. Yeah. Hope everyone in chat is safe and doing okay. I would like to thank you for the message and also the sentiment in that last sentence in particular. Is everyone doing all right? I'm doing all right, holding up okay. Let me make your day a little bit better on the next turn we have here, okay? Rind. Ruined Halo, you have Protecting from the chosen card name. Okay. Unless my opponent runs a miscast. Yeah, take a damage from that. Yeah. You are not prepared. Hey, Belle, I got your link. First, generally ask for permission to post links, and I'm going to be playing this deck today. Sublime Epiphany. Let's just try 4 copies of this and see how it goes. I hope you all are having a reasonable time. A reasonable time. I feel like it's hard to be like, I'm doing great. I'm gonna go first, huh? Oh yeah, I'm keeping this. So we get to draw one, we get to draw... Okay, so we draw nothing here, then our next turn we're gonna draw one, and the next turn we're gonna draw one. So there's a 75% chance we bank a land off the top. Alright, Raikir. Now we have about a 50% chance. No one's doing great in 2020. Well, ain't that the damn truth? Ain't that the damn truth? Hey, Belle. You don't have to call me Catmaster. You can call me Sean. We're on a first-name basis now. Mathematical. What do we want to hunt for? We want to hunt for a blue and a blue, I believe. A blue and a blue seems right. Maybe a blue and a green. Blue and green sounds correct. Let's put the blue one out. InfoFan, next Dota is going to be on the 15th of July, most likely.
You did an excellent. I know I noted this somewhere.
Okay. By the way, this is, right now, this is the board state that would make us go, man, I really wish I really wish I had a Ugin. Because if I can ramp to 8, I can actually just, like, blast the entire board. So this is spells and abilities your opponent control can't cause you to discard cards or sack permanents. Okay. But here also is where we're going to probably Sublime Epiphany, where we can counter the Nissa. We can bounce a thing. We can draw a card. I think it's better to just pass here. Also, we could have arguably Underworld Dreamed and then End of Turn Growth Spiraled, but I want to try out the Sublime Epiphany really fast and just sort of see what happens. Because I expect a Nissa Who Shakes the World to get. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to counter this. Counterspell, return non-land permanent, draw a card. This non-land permanent, this player draws a card, and that spell gets countered. Let's suck that.
You show remorse, I'll show restraint.
Fuck. Dang it. Crap, it was horrible. Mystic Dispute, pretty commonly run though.
I've got time.
Snack, can you explain what you think is interesting about Fairy's tutelage?
I have learned much from my ancestors.
this being up is painful. It is quite painful. But we can always put in 4 copies of Thought Erasure. Not Thought Erasure, Thought Distortion.
I follow the tracks of the wise. Surges through these lands.
I'm going to take a little bit of pain here. Not going to tell a lie. We die.
Here we go.
Now we live 1 turn. That's pretty cool. Odd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now we like both need a land and we need a right here to tap out. Meh. I mean, we are dead. It's those 4 Sublime Epiphany spots that I'm really not the most sure what to do with.
An opportunity to attract.
The land shall come.
I really hope our opponent just casts. Alright, whatever. For some reason I thought I'd replayed this the previous turn. I actually don't like the Sublime Epiphany very much. The only expensive-ass thing I can think of that's awesome yeah, maybe this thing. Let's try discontinuity, huh? Let's try something real weird. Let me briefly do some edits here. Briefly, we're gonna peek. This is another candidate. This actually probably makes the most sense, huh? I forgot about this card. Thought Distortion is awesome. Let me just briefly go to the multicolor ones. I think we're good. You know, hey, Plain White Celebration is pretty fun, but doesn't really help us very much. What about my combo colors? Casualties, yeah. There's the Emergent Ultimatum. Wah. Ugin Spirit Dragon is still feels good. Vicat's Fierce Tutelage would actually be a second win condition alongside Underworld Dreams. Sure, but I don't feel like we're having trouble getting to our Underworld Dreams. Like, we have always gotten to our Underworld Dreams. Oh, Thassa's Intervention, Counterspell, and draw in 1. I am already that. That might just be perfect. That might be exactly what we're looking for. I am already... There it is. There it is. Yeah, so we would generally say, like, let me give a really simple example about increasing win conditions. If I were, say, playing a deck with 2 Ember Cleaves, and let's say 2 cards that I'm going to call our dud cards. If our dud cards, let's say I have 2 Ember Cleaves and 2 dud cards, and I keep being in a position where I'm like, damn, if this dud card was an Ember Cleave, I would win. Ugh. Things like that, if that keeps happening, then it might make me go, man, you know, I really, really wish I just had this other win condition card. Those are the sort of situations that I envision as being really consistent spots to go, man, I should go up to 4. Or I should go up to 5. Embercleave type effects. So we have 4 Underworld Breaches, and I've consistently drawn them and, like, not felt comfortable casting them for whatever reason. These kinds of things. And I think in those situations... Blue, black. The blue one, please. I think in those situations, I'm worried more about safety, less about win conditions. So I think that's the reason why I wouldn't necessarily be interested in running Teferi's Tutelage, despite the fact that you're absolutely right, it does have really nice synergy with the stuff that we're doing here. Wow, we die fast, huh? We need that. We need that E to Extinction, which Thassa's Intervention would be really nice to have. Many a bing bong was had that day. We're going to get a few turns, for sure. But we basically need multiple E2 Extinctions to live at all. That was a very good attack. Because now I can just get flared for 4. Okay. An alternative is also to slow the game down. Remove the Cultivates. Just have the Uros and the Growth Spirals. And just put in substantially more defensive cards and bring the curve down. This is my crossed fingers and hope that there is no discontinuity. Now the funny thing is, if we continue to draw perfectly, there's actually possibilities to win this. Trying discontinuity, but yeah, it's really not feeling good. Sharp Typhoon actually seems to be quite sensible. Well, this sucks. This is actually so funny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oops, oops, I just passed through the thing I did not wish to pass through. Yeah, I think that maybe if we just put in more counterspells, more removal, leverage the fact that we're blue, we'll just have enough free room in there to do as we need. So this is certain death. I'm going to go ahead and concede since there's no card that we can draw that lets us win. See, this is where Ugin is nice. You play Ugin and you delete everything. That's why the Ugin was run in the previous Hyper Ramp deck. But here's how we're going to do this. Here's how we're going to do this. So here's some thoughts. So again, if we are ramping super duper hard, we need to ensure that we both have enough green mana to do this and that we have sufficiently expensive things that we're doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make there be less. And I can go to 27, can't I? $27, good. Is that right? Let me think for just a quick moment. How many lands are we at? We're 25, so we go Temple. And we do a green-blue, and we do a black. There we go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do a slightly cheaper version. We're kind of bringing things down and getting a little bit more of a defensive setup. A little bit more of a defensive setup. So let's do a more traditional lower end here. You know what, I'm just going to go for a third one. I'm just going to keep this very simple. So again, I'm going to compare this list to the other list. So first of all, with this list, the only thing that seeks out basic land is Fabled Passage, so I only really need 5 basic land or so. And then if I take a look at the Derby ramp, we have basic lands from Cultivate and basic lands from the Fables Passage, so we really do need to be running a lot of basics in this circumstance. And also in this Wyatt Derby ramp deck, because we have so much ramp, we need to have an extremely high end just to make use of that ramp. It's dumb to ramp up and then have a Thought Erasure for 2 mana or something like this. In this one, we actually are getting a pretty good amount of land. We can use the land with this X cost card both cheaply to counter things for 3 mana or 4 mana, or expensively to use like 7 mana to find our combo. And then we have some traditional control tools in here, in this stack. Eliminates Thought Erasures, Extinction Events, and Casualties of War. This feels to me like a little bit more balance. I don't know whether to distribute like 4 Extinction Events or 2 Soots, 2 Extinction Events. Something like this. Not entirely clear. The biggest thing we're looking for is even costed stuff to make sure that our opponent can't do anything on the next turn. Probably don't need that right now. We always have Uro as a win condition as well. appears out of the way. What a good dog. Land Cranka. Okie dokie. Alright, so now we have Thassa's Intervention as a sort of intermediate card draw outside of Peer into the Abyss. So what do I really want? I have enough. There's 1, 2 black sources. Let's go ahead and get a third black source. Pass this puppy along. So we're not actually taking terrifically much damage. Extinction Event kind of needs to be our solution to this one. Let's just see what our opponent does. I'm going to end of turn try to make a decision. Perfect. I'm going to X equals 2 this to look at the top and put them both in the hand. Let's just draw 2. I will put this and this in there. Great. Great, great, great. Yeah, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to plan on eliminating and then extincting things. Char is just straight up on. Straight up on the aggro train. Bing bong. I can comfortably wait an additional turn. We'd love to see it. We're going to go ahead and declare odd here. Okay. We'll have green and blue left. Let's get the blue. We got the other ones in the hand. And then we're probably going to Thassa's Intervention for 2 again. Oh yeah, it's really coming together. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. We did it. Like, our opponent doesn't know what we did, but we did do it. Alright. Alright, it looks like... Oh yeah, it's all really coming together now. Wow. Wow. Owen Wilson, wow. Look at this. Whenever you, and/or at least one permanent you control, becomes a target of a spell or ability, deals 2 damage to that player. Let's see what Zenshi does. I'm hoping it is an axe. Brute Cleverness. Thanks for resubbing for 2 years, 26 monthos. I'll just take 2 a couple times, you know? TF564 says, man, I want to make a good night deck so freaking bad. There's some pretty cool looking ones. I'm not going to tell a lie. The tournament grounds, dire tactics, things like this. Feel good, man. I really like this frickin' card, man. Let's see what Zenshi do. Alright. A little bit of life gain. Godly, 50 months is happy belated birthday, my dude. Thank you. Thank you kindly. I'm 34 now. 33 was bad. 33 was not a fun year. Not a fun year at all. But now that we're 34, you know it could be pretty cool. So I think that what I'm going to do is actually just, like, do a little Rampus Bampus action. I'm just gonna chill a little bit. Zenshi has yet to do anything too scary. The Ley Line of the Void, or the Ley Line of Combustion, the Ley Line of Hooray Line is gonna cause a little bit of trouble for us. But Uro gives us more than enough health after the fact. Yeah, I just think it's a good day to Scream Odd at the top of Lung. So now we have only 3 in the bin. If only we had 4 in the bin. That's some good bone crushing right there. Ooh, shit. Uh-oh. Fuck. Ah, we lost. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Yeah, we can't really kill the Bone Crusher. Can't really. Here's the thing. I think we're getting ready for best of 3, even though we lost that. Even though we lost that one. So we have the 4 Thought Distortions. Let's get another Eliminate in there. Let's get some Mystic Disputes. I'm going to do dead simple sideboarding. Dead simple. Soot. Cry. Karnar. What else? Alright, I'm super basic. I'm just going to put in a bunch of soots. Alright. It is time. It is time. We are doing a thing. Okay. Alright. Alright, I am determined to finish this burrito, so here we go. You know, I want to eat this burrito, but it's fallen apart. It is but the lost remnants of a once upon a time noble burrito. Also gotta take out this garbage, man. We might just go back to Legend VD's list, as it is substantially more successful than what we've been doing. Alright. Alright, 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 alright. Okay. So we're up against some even cards. Making some shit extinct seems good here. So here's a spot where Soot would be better. So we'd have to shock in a pair of things, which I don't think I want to do. It's also very possible that doing Esper, Peer into the Abyss, is just going to be across the board stronger. Let's see what we have on the top. Growth into growth, huh? Growth, growth, eliminate. We're close. We are very close. Take 3, go to 2. Oh, nice. So let's see. We need one of our 2 mana things. Nice. Nice. I mean, well, we have this one out. I mean, we lose to a lot of stuff. But the good news is we have a sideboard plan. And we're ready to myrtle. Ready to myrtle. So I have to block this and go to 1. This isn't even and this isn't even. Whoo, we are a very, very lucky boy. Okay. How much? Round up each time. So we would die. Okay. Even. I don't think we can attack here. Next turn, I think we're going to be obligated to attack. I think I'm going to have to go swing, heal, peer into the abyss to draw half my deck. Yes, play lots of oddities. Yes! Alright. Being a fun. So we have 2 Extinction Events. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. We don't have enough black mana. Let's just draw a black mana source off the top, shall we? I thought that that was the plan. I thought that was the plan for sure. Alright, let's kill that guy. Yeah. That's. I mean, I knew best of 3 was the reason we were struggling. Mistman did a version of this. Oh, I want to see Mistman's list. Mistman. Okay, let's see here. Mistman peer into the abyss. If anyone has that Mistman list, man, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. Okay. What do we not want? I think that we're going to want this and these, and I'm not sure what we want to take out. I think we just use Peer into the Abyss on ourselves is basically going to be the thought process. This doesn't hit enough. Is Mistman a streamer? Man, I have only seen Croakies play against Mistman. I have watched Croakies sigh more than once while playing against Mistman. Did any of you other people catch that very subtle sigh? It's very satisfying to just all of a sudden. Alright, so we do this, then we can grow Spiral into Extinction Event next turn. Kind of a weird one. Thanks for the link, Ride or Die. Thank you. Okay, so we see no red. I think I actually just ramp up quite hard here. I think that's the correct maneuver. I think we ramp. If Ethan B gets the land, we can eliminate one of the evens. There it is. So this is odd, odd, odd. So let's activate to get a black and a green. Great. So then we're going to take 5 here, which is fine. And because we drew so many Fabled Passages, we can cast Uro very, very early, which is fantastic. Okay, I'm going to do this right now. This is just the nuts. There's blue, blue, green, green. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll just say odd. I'll just say odd. Have the 1/1 just ping me every now and again. Kind of want to play my Uro, but what are you gonna do? Okay. That is so awesome. It's just incredible. I mean, it's just astounding. It's astounding how just good it can feel to do this. You know, I think that also, I don't think we need 4 of these. I gotta be real with you. I don't think we need 4 of these. I think that, like, this would benefit me quite a bit. I'm gonna start backing off a little bit on the combo. Yeah, it's also arguable that we should put in 4 Arboreal Grazers here. Or maybe just 2 Arboreal Grazers. That was a good-looking hand. A very, very good-looking hand. I wish for this to become an island. Bang. Oh, that was a really good last bite of burrito. Alright, what do we got here? Really? Okay. Entropy says, is it insane to keep the Grazers on the sideboard and only board them in against aggro? Absolutely, that's insane. That is a truly insane play. That sort of inverts the entire purpose of the Arboreal Grazer. Now, Entropy, I've sort of implied to you that I have an answer for that. But I find it really funny to be like, yeah, that's insane. And then I just, like, move on. And I address nothing at all. Not a single bit. I'm just like, yeah, that's fucking nuts. Anyways, I gotta get water, man. I think I'm tired because I'm dehydrated. And because I keep waking up with anxiety in the middle of the night. It's one of those two. Maybe I'm not tired because of lack of sleep. It's because I'm thirsty. Had too many of these pretzels, you know. And these pretzels are making me thirsty. Alright, hold on one second. I am going to go get myself some water. So I have a question, my friends. I have a question. Here it is. The question is, do you hear that? Yeah, you hear my neighbor's music just absolutely blaring crazy loud. Like, insanely loud. Holy fuck, man. Alright, so let us see here. So I'm definitely gonna put this out first. Thought it was an air conditioner or something. No, that's my I can literally hear my neighbors singing at the same time. Well, I guess I'll just have to talk continuously. Getting a copyright notice from neighbors' music, nice. There is a risk of that. There is a risk of that. I'm going to try to see if I can find some of that RTX noise filtering stuff. Lily of the Veil. Alright, so I'm going to do this for X equals counter target spell. I'm going to counter it for 1. Let's auto-pay this. Now, if my opponent has a Mystic Dispute, I can still pay the 3 for it. But Liliana is not going to get cast. I believe that Venia Viz is running the Grixis control list that was posted by Reed Duke. So if I do this one, this one, this one, cycle a Zagoth Triumph, and then find a green source. Fuck. So let's see what Venia Viz does. Yeah, RTX voice. We gotta explore RTX voice. Let me actually say a little ping pong about this. Ah!
God, once again.
You know, I'm just gonna keep filling up my graveyard. Let's go ahead and ditch this. We want to keep the black sources.
Witness a mote of my power.
This player. Okay, let me sift through some stuff. Let's get the Temple of Malady down. I think that's the right one. Yeah, I don't need that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Discard 15 cards. Okay, so the Zagoth Triumph we don't want. Uro can go. Extinction Event. I want all the Thought Erasures. Okay, Fabled Passage is useless. Watery Grave. Okay, let's go left to right. We need to... there's the Underworld Dreams. So, Gross Spiral. We have a couple of those. We can get rid of this. Most of the land can go. Let's get rid of one of these, one of those, one of these, one of these. I have no idea how many more I need to do. How many Peer into the Abysses do we have? I think I only have one Peer into the Abyss. I think I just don't need to grow that much. How many fucking cards are going to be asked to get removed? Breeding Pool, Growth Spiral, Breeding Pool, Breeding Pool. Oh my god, I don't need 2 Casualties of War. I want the Thought Erasures. I don't need 3 Casualties of War. Okay. Woo! Oh, the submit button tells you. That's great to hear. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I need 10 total mana. So I actually will get rid of the Thassa's Intervention, I think.
I outsmarted you eons ago.
Wow. I peer to peek first. Not peer to peek, I thought Erasure to peek first. Just gonna need to do like these two first. Oh yeah, that's so funny. Now the funny thing is that because I peer into the Abyss and filled my graveyard up like crazy, I mean, I actually have just, like, so much ammo for the Uros. Yeah, Underworld Dreams is fine. Okay, so... we'll discard this, and that's fine. Okay.
I will return one day.
That's so funny that Venia V sees the Underworld Dreams after I've peered into the Abyss to myself. I only have this last peer into the Abyss. Ooh. How many black swords do we have right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we don't have enough to. Well, it's time to hunt through about half the deck real quick here. This one, go. There's another Crocs on the bin too, damn. We are dead. Rats. Okay, so we don't need these eliminates. We don't need these extinction events. Not really, at least. Thought distortions are good. Mystic disputes are good. Eliminate does kill Planeswalkers, but I think the only 3-mana Planeswalker our opponent has is Narset, so I'd rather have the Mystic Disputes instead of the Eliminates. Four Peer into the Abyss might be a little greedy. Boom Shakalaka, I would not describe it as greed as being the problem, because the Peer into the Abyss does not actually give us a particularly large amount of value. If I were running, say, 4 Casualties of War, I think that greedy might be the right word for that. Like, I'm trying to run a bunch of powerhouse cards, and it might be challenging to get to that mana. The reasoning for running 4 Peer into the Abyss is to have consistency for getting our combo off. So I think that I don't think that the criticism of 4 being too much is incorrect. I think what you might rephrase it as... You might rephrase it as saying, I think that 4 might not be necessary to pull off your combo. And that, I think, is very appropriate. 3 and 2 might actually be completely fine. Let's just get more lands, huh? Funny story, I forgot about Duress in my sideboarding. We actually should have some Duresses in here. Don't we look like an idiot? Shit, man. Oh, fuck. Alright, here we go. Right, black, black, green. Counterspell. think we need one more way to win other than combo and Uro. I'm gonna say definitely not. The very clear problem that we are having is that we are dying. And struggling to get off our combo. I'm gonna concede because we're super dead. So I think that there is... I'm gonna try a different style of deck. I'm gonna just try to go straight Dimir. Actually, let me... We also might just cut these out and try to be much more combo-y. Yeah, what if I just did, like... What if I just said, dude, I'm not looking for the high end, I'm looking to just get the goods and try to win, like, crazy fast. I now see the value of the Grim Tutor. Maybe actually something like this. Feels like a little bit much. This doesn't do anything. Yeah, what if I actually just, like, really try to focus heavily on the combo? Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to delete this whole list. Get out of here. I'm going to try doing Damir Pier. Dimir Pier. Eliminate. Whoa. Some number of these. I mean, actually, probably 4. Tutelage, tutelate. Tutel. Tutelage. Whenever you draw a card, target opponent mills 2 cards. Not gonna run that. What if we try to just do the same Underworld Dreams? We kind of start in the same way as the other one. Underworld Dreams. And then we have Peer into the Abyss. So this game is going to go slow. I think Solemn Simulacrum. I think a 4 of seems good. We're going to go up to 20. Nah, let's always go to 26. That seems fine. Thought Erasure, and then I think some Agonizing Remorses. I'd like 6 copies of Hand Hate. And let's take inspiration from Legend VD and do the Ritual of Soot and the Extinction Event. Now here's the thing: if we put in the Maze Mind Tome, we're almost entirely black. What are some dope Dimir cards? Oh god, I loved Artful Takedown like so much. Counter. So I feel a little low on draw. I feel a little low on counters. Maybe go to 25. So don't think of how to get more value out of Peer into the Abyss. Like Ominous Seas is like trying to win really hard. I'm trying to just think of like stuff in the 2 and 3 mana slots that would be incredibly helpful for us. I keep coming to just some counterspell type stuff. Isn't Tyrant Scorn almost always better than Eliminate? This hits creatures or planeswalkers. And it has a much less strict mana cost. And it's the or planeswalkers that's super helpful. I think I'm going to try... Oops, not negate. Oops. What's neutralize? Let's get to Fairy Master of Time in here. 3 of them. Yeah, this is I can get behind this. Aether, Guthed. Maybe even just 4 of these. Duress, Dur. I always type like so many extra R's than I need. Duress. So we have like no card draw. Card might not be useful. Put in 2 of these. He seems good. Alright, so that's our like anti. Cry of the Karnar. Get some of those in there. And a soot. Looks good to me. Wait, what? What am I messing up? It's okay. This is okay. This does not actually seem... like, I feel very low on the draw ease. Maze Mind Tome does feel kind of nice in the low ends. Here. Fairy Master Time seems like the weak link. I think I'm actually going to Maze Mind it. Maze. So if I put in 4 of these, I'd probably cut one of something. Yeah, I'm gonna do like this. I'm gonna do 2 neutralizes. 2 disputes, or maybe I should just put in more neutralizes. Because I kind of spend my early game attacking them. Then we have some like later game counter magic. You know, weirdly, like these cards are the ones that maybe feel a little weird. We're getting very, very similar to Legend VD's list, which is kind of hilarious. Watery Grave. This is one of the very nice things about running blue. We can run all sorts of these things. Fawblade Passages. Let's put in 3 of these. Temple of Malady is maybe what it's called. No. Temple of something. Deceit. What? So we have 7, 8. Cool. Sinister Sabotage. I think I want this over the cycling guy. I would rather just counter and surveil, because, you know, it's always going to be a relevant effect. Yeah, I really don't like how fragile Grim Tutor is. The Vantresses will help a ton. Ton. So if I'm up against a control deck, what would I probably cut? Well, we have 4 candidates: the Eliminates, the Extinction Events, the Ritual of Soots, and then we have Duresses, Thought Distortions, Disputes. Yeah, that feels nice. I'm just gonna give this a try. I sort of cobbled this together quickly, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Let's do best of 1. Just do some basic piloting. Where did my phone go? I know that I own a phone. Uh-oh. Mr. Proteus Holmes says, "Hey Sean, how's your week?" It was a tough week. Tough week, man. Yeah, I really we just did best of 3 unranked. Whoops. Had a really tough week. This week was really hard. Do you think Elder Spell is good enough for the sideboard? Because we don't have any Planeswalkers, Elder Spell is essentially a no-go. Standard rank, there we go. Where there isn't enough card draw in this. Let's see. We have a pretty good amount. In particular, the Castle Vantress Scries help a lot. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a peek. Ember Cleave, Ambush, Tear of the Peaks. Great. Cold Dracon said, "Did Sean talk about Wreckful at all?" A little at the start, yeah. A little at the start. It's so sad. Oh, it's just so sad. Jesus. Yeah, I really like having the access to these kinds of hand attack spells. So I'm going to get the blue out so that way I can do multiple blue things on the following turns. No way. A Cindervine's in the main deck. Yeah, shoot her. You got it, man. Yeah, we can actually just win by beating with the Solemn Simulacrum. Seems as good a time as any to take it out. This time black. Oh man. Oh dude, Cold Drakon, I think Crowl Harpooner is such a good card. Holy crap, that card rules. Man. Okay. Alright, this is a Solemn Simulacrum beatdown deck that I built. Alright, we beat a deck that doesn't draw any land. That's good. That's really good to hear. Sure. Alright. Alright, I mean, some Peer into the Abyss might be going down. I'm gonna get some coffee real fast. Or some water and phone, maybe coffee, depending if I brewed or It's a bad hand. It's a bad hand, but we're gonna hang on to it. There we go. It's getting better. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If you think I'm not all about this Maze Mind Tome, you're crazy. All right. All right. Hey everyone, howdy doody. How are ya booty? I've located my phone. Happy to have my good friend Phone with me. Now I think I'm gonna go ahead and get a blue land here, and you might say, but hey, the Underworld Dreams is right there. Tis indeed, but I kind of wish. Oh. I think it's okay. Kind of sad to lose the Maze Mind Tome. You know, I just really like having access to the blue. I really, really do. Like, just a couple of the power blue cards. But let's read that. Let's go ahead and put a +1 counter on this guy.
We are a team. We succeed or fail as one.
Feels good.
My sand will protect you.
We definitely want to take action for black. Mostly black cards. That's kind of cool. That is kind of cool. Oh, wait. Eliminate can target planeswalkers. That's right. Oh, my God. This card is awesome. I'm so smart for running 4 of them.
Now is the time to strike.
Let's see what's in here, huh? Fuck. I think I can survive 3 turns. Alright, I think this is the right order.
My sand will
Okay,
protect you.
so here's what we do. We do this first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, right now we're going to take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 damage. Okay. I think we survive 1 turn. Unless a villain decides to play some big buff card, which is that one.
Ketra's teachings still guide.
Does that kill me?
God's word grows our call.
I think we go down to 1. Nice. I counted correctly. Perfect. Woo! It makes me laugh every single time. Every single time I laugh. Let's do one more best of 1. It's sad that it doesn't keep triggering past 0 life. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I wish it would go a little out of control, you know? Sometimes I really, really wish it would. Because, I mean, it does when you attack. Negative 50. That's nice. Man, I really like having access to like thought erasures. It's really nice. Okay, let's do one of these. We're up against Simic. That's good. We gotta go to best of 3. Did we make something magical? Did we make something magical? Let's just take a peek. Let's just see what we got here from White Sage 21. So it is banned, so we can maybe get rid of it to Teferi. Kind of slow maneuver, but that's fine. Kind of slow maneuver, but that's fine. We're almost certainly going to get this guy to come down. Could also be a Shark Typhoon, which Eliminate's very good against. Oh my god, now is this the first time I've played with Eliminate? Eliminate is amazing. Hey, Queen Kimmy. How goes ya whole damn day? How goes everything? Get thee gone. Get thee gone. Oh my god. What's the name of this game that I saw? There's this game I saw, what is it? Chicken Detective? Chicken Police. Oh my god. Has ever just get on Steam right now and look up Chicken Police. Queen Kimmy says my day goes so perfectly that I cannot express exactly how great I feel. I just came out to my dad as transgender and his response was incredible. Oh my god. That is fucking great news. I mean, I know congratulating you for someone else's behavior is a little weird, but like that's literally so great. I'm trying to find like the right words to express that. God, that's fucking fantastic news, man. That's great. Hell yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. That's like some good news that I think we all needed, man. That's great. I'm like beaming, man. I have my little ice cream, my Trans Pride ice cream shirt. In the wash right now. I don't care about the Dream Trawler. It doesn't affect me. Okay, so I'm going to do this. You know, maybe I should have actually played Maze Mine to draw for land. That's fine. Well, we have some turns to be able to do this. Man, that's wholesome as hell. Yeah, what are the various pride things here? We have pride, tran. Yeah, there it is. Oh shit, it's Nissa. Well, okay. Yeah, this Dream Trawler is going to be like a 21-5 by the time I'm done with it.
Behold, nature's true power.
Behold, nature's true power. So we basically are hunting to reduce damage. So before we draw, let's take a peek on the top. We're going to get 2 scries. May as well get 1 piece to the combo. So then we're going to want to scry at the start of the turn. Okay. And 1 Volu. Or Jolrail Monvuli Recluse. Okay. Scrying first. Farts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 and 5 is 14. So yeah, let's do this. We fucking lost. Ah! Yeah, we would have taken a bunch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then a 15 from the Scavenging Ooze. If they saw it, but there's a chance they didn't see it. But if we don't get the land, we definitely were not winning that one. Fuck. Alright, I'm ready. I'm ready for BO3s. Alright, let's do some Dimir here, man. Oh, and that's right. Jolrael can make everything's base power and toughness 6/6. I forgot about that one. I'd forgotten about that one. Alright, we see the greens. So we definitely are hunting for our sweepers and our eliminates. Probably do want this. The Sultai list was worse than I thought, and I think the reason is just that the super big, like, Peer into the Abyss is like a final... Yeah, okay, so here's how it's summarized. With the Sultai ramp decks, you give up board presence, give up impact, give up threats, you give up everything in order to ramp. First of all, second of all, you give up everything in order to ramp. And so therefore, since you're giving up everything in order to ramp, the Sultai lists that we've been running are power lists that do multiple things. They are power lists that do multiple things. It's going to get worse before it gets better here, man. We're giving up all sorts of presents in order to do this. So we're going to just keep scrying. We're not going to spend anything because we already know what we're doing this turn. Odd, even, even. Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it looks like we are dead here, but that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, we're giving up everything to ramp when we go Sultai, so the things that we cast have to do multiple things. Nissa is a target who makes a 3/3 that's a target. So it's very easy for your opponent to need to spend 2 spells to deal with 1 Nissa. Casualties of War, another really good example of a... I have to counter this. So the only hope we have is precisely Ritual of Soot. Okay. Ugin is another example of this. You play Ugin and you kill 4 things. You cast Casualties of War, you kill 3 things. You know, there's just a lot of... That's it? It's the only thing I put in there? Well, that sucks. So in the old Sultai list, we had insane things like Ugin and Casualties, Nissa, Hydroid Krasis, you know, like draws is a big thing. So this makes sense. You kind of like give up a bunch of presence to then swell up with too much presence for your opponent to deal with. So I think, therefore, the problem that I was encountering when I was playing as, you know, with the Peer into the Abyss combo thing, I basically would ramp up to Peer into the Abyss, which, like, doesn't do anything. Definitely Maze Minding here as a both life gain and scry tool to help us hit the extra land to be able to cast that. Sir Farron's pretty cool. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to remove one card from the hand now. One threatening card from the hand now, and then we're going to put a stop here, and we're going to try to scry our way into the ability to cast Ritual of Soot. See, Colt, you're saying that Ugin and Nissa are individually powerful cards. I want to stress that the way in which they are powerful is that they are doing 2-for-1 type things, or causing my opponent to 1-for-2 themselves. And it's that specific quality that we are looking for. For instance, if there was a Planeswalker that was just really strong, like a really, really, really strong Planeswalker, that could not immediately blow up the board. Oh, shit. Alright, we have Makey and Mistakey. Nice. Yeah, the individual powerfulness is... it's okay. It's really like the being able to 2-for-1 stuff. You know, for instance, like Big Chandra is an example of a card that does not quite create 2-for-1 situations. It doesn't quite... it's like good at clearing just small stuff. God, I love Eliminate. Holy crap. Even. Okay. Get out of here. This guy's about to become so big. We are dead. I think I maybe need to take the damage. I don't know. We might be coming up on the end of this. What are we dead to? The Scavenging Ooze. It just kills us. It can consume traditional standard rank. It can consume creatures. Scavenging Ooze. Yeah, exile target card from a graveyard. So it was a creature, put counters on it if it was otherwise, so on and so forth. So my opponent had a ton of creatures in their graveyard that they could do. Or my opponent also has the ability to just mutate the Gem Razor that they put on top. Yeah, they can hit their own graveyard. They can hit that graveyard. And if they could not, seems useful. If they could not, then I mean there's still 6 damage coming in from the Gem Razor next turn and the 2/2 this turn. Let's see what we're working with, Sindragon. Let's get rid of Teferi. I've evaluated the hand. I'm not worried about the Elspeth Conqueror's death. I mean, technically it can hit our Underworld. Benthic Biomancer, huh? Let's hang on to this. But you would have had enough mana to appear on that turn? We had 5 mana. And it is 7. You know, maybe I actually just want 4 Mystic Disputes in the deck. 4 Mystic Disputes feel pretty good. Hang a bit. Alright, coffee time. We go coffee. We have some coffee. We have some coffee. We have some coffee. Mercy! Mercy! La 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 la. Warm it up. La 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 la. The boys are waiting. La 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 la. That song is stuck in my head, man. Khalees in 2020. Damn right, not Patrick JRM. Wait. If you're not Patrick JRM, what happened to Patrick JRM? I think you're Patrick JRM. I think that's what I'm determining. I think I'm is that Patrick JRM? Because there was this weird thing where we have a wonderful mod and regular by the name of Ghost Stalker here. And there was someone else who also went by Ghost Stalker. And I thought that it was the same Ghost Stalker. Why not? Let's get some handy dandy landy. Not Patrick Jam says he lost his account. Why did Patrick JRM? Oh my god, Patrick JRM. Draw a card, then draw cards equal to the number of cards named Frantic Inventory. No. Yeah, there's like 2 different Ghost Stalkers. TV Scom says, that was Ghost's Talker. Common mistake. Alfred Jerem says his 2-step authentication uses a phone number he no longer uses and access to an email address he no longer has access to. It's quite a tale. Well, okay, so, like, I was saying, I think that you're Patrick JRM, but you're speaking as though Patrick JRM is someone who you're not, which I guess would make sense based upon the name not Patrick JRM, but, like, what is your relationship to Patrick JRM, not Patrick JRM? We've done 14 points of them shocking themselves worth of damage. Draw! La 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 la. We are drawing a lot. So, I mean, like, I want this underworld. What? Damn. No underworld breaches for me, man. Until now. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12, 13. Dude, I don't know. 14, 15, 16, 17. 18. Whew! 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So I'm not quite gonna have enough next turn, but that's fine. What a dick.
You'll thank me later.
Literally just kept all of this stuff. Patrick JRM says, for real though, I fooled you. I'm totally Patrick JRM. Scammed. I knew it! You cannot escape me, you bastard. Alright, let's play this. Bang. Underworld Dreams. Oh yeah, I can do like this too. Bang. Get out of here. La la, la la, la.
According to plan.
Warm it up. La la, la la, la. The boys are waiting. Why is that the song stuck in my... I've not listened to any good music recently. Like, none. I've been listening to playlist music. God. Not Patrick JRM says, you're the second streamer to say, not Patrick JRM. Wait. Yeah, dude. Yeah. 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 So let's see here. Discard a card, draw a card. So there's some way to like make a discard a card and then draw a card and then a card makes a card, draw and discard a card. I don't know, I'm just gonna counter this. I don't even understand. Heliod is missing. Got him! understand my opponent's deck, and that's totally fine. No, 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 no. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think 4 duresses is too much. I think 4 duresses is too much. I think that's right. Saint Lovejoy. Gifting 5 on this fine Friday. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Is there a little cat there? Nope, there is no little cat. That is just my garbage can reshifting and making noise. Saint Lovejoy. Bringing lots of Saint Lovejoy to all of us. Yeah. Oh, Ramius's Buccaneer gets lifelink with Heliod. Biomancer activates to loot. On discard, Buccaneer does 1 damage, so Heliod puts a counter on Biomancer, which triggers another loot effect. Ah, my god, that's so... Oh my god, that is so absolutely filthy. Dunstakes says, hey Sean, I want to say thanks for being you. I've watched for years. You're a beacon of what people should aspire to be. Kind, caring, and genuine good dude. Thank you. Thanks for saying that, Dunstake. We're trying hard. Well, I mean, this is what could only be described as bad news. Trying hard, trying hard. 53. Wait, did I accidentally put in 62? That's pretty good. I'm trying, man. I'm trying to keep my cheer up. As I kind of feel like it is a form of responsibility. You know, there's a lot of people that tune in for... Tune in for and rely upon this brand of entertainment. It's a very chill, very relaxed form of entertainment, you know. And delivering upon that has been challenging. It has been challenging. And of course, there's a lot of conversation lately about... I think we just counter the shit out of this, huh? There's a lot of conversation about people being mean to streamers on the internet. And that's one thing that we have worked unbelievably hard at. Trying to make sure that there is... that this is a nice place, man. That this is a nice frickin' place. People can come to. It has taken a lot of people, a lot of years to get there. Ah. No. Now, if my opponent has an infinite damage combo, the 4 life gain doesn't really matter. Our life suddenly matters a great deal. That'll do.
You know who I am, and no one is telling me, hope it's not too hot for you. Looks like someone's getting a little sweaty.
Logical Poet says, this is the only channel I can spend any time in. I don't understand how people choose to spend their precious free time on such negativity. Well, you know, I think that... let me see if I can articulate this properly. If we lose this turn, then Sin Dragon's the best player here. Uh-oh. I feel like this is going to be it, right? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I knew it. I don't know why I felt that. I can explain to you why I felt that. But I knew it. I felt it. It's fun every time. Feels good every time. You know, I kind of feel like every streamer should have Sincerity time on their channel. What I mean is that, like, when you tune into a lot of, like, large channels with no sub mode and it's just a stream of noise, what is interesting about this? Frankly, I kind of feel like it's similar to when you're hanging out with a bunch of your friends watching the game. Like, when I'm watching the International and someone tries to make a dive and dies, it's so fun to be like, oh, what an idiot, man. He should know better. And we're all like, this guy doesn't understand. This has been something in history that people have done forever. All the dads getting together to watch their game at the bar on Sunday and just kind of like rag on stuff, act all superior, you know, dunk on stuff to each other. And I think that when I see the sort of streams of chat, part of me goes, that's that. It's that sort of like you're the crowd of the arena, booing or cheering or what have you. And it's all that sort of similar kinds of fun. But when I imagine the people on the field in the Super Bowl, the quarterback doesn't have an earpiece plugged into the bar listening to all the chatter of the rando dads shitting on his play. And that's what's kind of weird about Twitch as a medium. You get this crowd dynamic, which, again, in defense of that behavior, it's kind of fun to see a bunch of crazy insanity. Same reason Twitch plays Pokemon was fun, you know what I mean? But what's weird is that I, the broadcaster, can see it in real time. And sometimes that's fun. Sometimes this chat degenerates into just, like, insanity, especially when we're doing some sort of, like, community crowd game, right? It's a lot of fun. It's fun. But I think that for the sanity of streamers, maybe there should be something carved out that's like Sincerity time. I feel like a lot of the abrasive behavior on the internet, in chats, can be kind of traced back to this dodging of speaking sincerely. You know? Instead of saying, I really like your stream, there's this call, like you call the streamer dad. It's sort of silly, and it implies you're looking up, but it kind of avoids being sincere about it. Or the, you know, lol CS, lol, he died, kek W, etc., etc., ha 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 ha, you know, just like laughing. Like all these sorts of things. Like trying to dunk on the player. Like all these, I mean, like, or, oh my god, I can't believe he would mess that sort of thing up. Most people who are watching really top players are nowhere near the level of those players. That's why I'm tuning into said Dota Pro, because I'm nowhere near him. And I recognize that it is fun to be like, so bad. I get that. But I feel like if there's a viewer saying, shit, there's been a ton of, pain in the last 24 hours, especially with the topic of bullying and stuff like that, I would, what can I do about it? I would encourage you to explore just making sincere statements. I really enjoy this channel. I have gone to channels that I enjoy, and their entire chat is just pure shit posting, and just make a really sincere comment. Like, man, really been enjoying watching you play Position 4 Sniper. It's been really cool. That's it. And then you just stop talking. If someone dies, just say, if someone dies in a game, just be like, oh my god, I've died there so many times. Just like connect, relate, be sincere. I feel like there is almost a fundamental fear of sincerity and almost like a death of sincerity in social media. Snark is commodified. Dunking on people, talking about them, what they did wrong, what they did bad, only referring to yourself in a circumspect way. Like, instead of saying, I'm a 3K Dota player and I love playing Dota, instead of saying that, you say, I'm 10K Dota, aren't we all? Ha ha ha. It's a circumspect way to just kind of participate but without having an identity. And it can be really scary to be sincere and be vulnerable because you're sort of sharing part of yourself. But I think that, especially in light of people having lots of discussions about bullying, sort of feeling of being, tortured as a streamer some. And I do mean that with, again, sincerity and not exaggeration. There's a lot of people that kind of like to poke the bear. They like to come, they like to make jabs, they like to take clips when they have irritated or made the streamer angry, these sorts of things. And if people see one another doing this, it can start to really spiral. It can start to really build to a point where everyone's just trying to out-poke the bear on each other. And I almost might relate this to how real friendships exist. You know what's really fun? When you're with a bunch of friends and you're all comfortable and you're kind of making fun of each other for making mistakes. I've done this. It's fun. Make no mistake about it. It's fun to just be like, holy shit, man, you have got to be kidding me. How did you miss that? Things like this. But you know what also sits alongside that with a lot of friends? There's a ton of compliments that go unnoticed. And when I say unnoticed, I mean compared to the relationship you'd have with your friends compared to the relationship you might have with a viewer. Or with a streamer. There's tons of like, whoa, that was so sick, nice job, alright, hell yeah. And then you feel like you're getting closer together, and then when someone like ribs you, it's kind of, you see the context. And I think that that's one thing that can be really challenging as a streamer. You don't get the context of the kindness. You don't get the context of the support. You get just the ribbing. Just the ribbing, the ribbing, the ribbing, the ribbing, the ribbing, the ribbing, the endless ribbing. People come in, they poke the bear, they dip out, Neutralize. That's a good one to get out. Oops, I thought it was their turn. And I'm gonna take a moment to do nothing in this turn. To talk about something that I've brought up before, but in the context of the last 48 hours, I want to bring it up again. One of the things I still find this hard, and it still bothers me a lot. After 11 years I've been doing this, and it still bothers me, is that if someone comes in with a question, and I answer it, 5 minutes later, a completely different person will come in and say the same question again. And no matter how good of an answer I give to that first person, that second person didn't see it. If I do something that upsets a large amount of people, someone who comes in who's upset and wants to let me have it, no matter how much I can apologize, agree with that person, say I understand how you're feeling, get a resolution with that person, there's a completely different person who didn't hear that who shows up 5 minutes later with the exact same intensity and fervor as the first. And I gotta do it all over again. And again, from a very human perspective, from a really human perspective, I know people that one of their friends says, hey, you're doing that thing that's bad. And the friend doesn't get it. It takes 2, 3, 4, 5 people saying, hey, this is a problem. This needs to change, for that listener to get it. But it's really hard when you're a content creator and you mess up in some particular way. You will have a few thousand people who want to tell you. And a lot of, even mid to small size streamers have audiences in the millions. So if even a tiny fraction of a percentage of those millions really want to share how upset they are, if it's 1,000 of 1 million, that's 0.1%, right? If there's just 1,000, that's 3 times a day, every day for a year. Someone who comes in with the same intensity and fervor as the first person, wanting to yell, wanting to be aggressive, wanting to get in your face. And, in their defense, maybe it took you 4 or 5 people getting in your face for you to get what you did wrong. But that's 2 days of getting messages. You got another 363 to go, And I don't really know what to do about that. I sort of personally mitigate. This kind of sucks. I mitigate by, before I go live, I remind myself I'm going to be answering similar questions again and again and again. That's okay. I also tend to steer the conversation away from stuff that I've already discussed. And I have an incredibly supportive, wonderful community that I ask, hey, can you tell people the answer to that question if I'm getting it 3 times in the same hour? And everyone goes, sure. It helps out. But I mean, it is really psychologically draining, man. Person wants to get mad and get mad. Autoplay. It just keeps happening. And, have any of you ever heard this in business? In business, never write an angry email. Have you ever heard of this? Never write an angry email. If you're pissed, pick up the phone. The reason is, if you write an angry, furious, nasty little email, then, let's say you get some replies, you get some resolution, and things are good. That email is just as shitty, angry, and intense as the day you wrote it. Now imagine that you are a Twitch streamer and 100% of everything you do has video and audio recorded when you are on air. There are things that I have said backstage at events because I was pissed off that if there was a video and audio recording of it, maybe I had resolved it, I had acknowledged the problems, I had moved past it, yada, yada, yada. Maybe I had done all of those things. But the intensity and anger of those words are just the way they were on the day I had them. Because, there's been a lot of clip trudging that I've seen out of people. Hey, look at this person who said this thing on this day. Oh my gosh, isn't that horrible? And you can never delete the video. You can never, ever, ever delete the video. You know? Russ Paul says, people, there's a right to be forgotten. Yeah, I think that over the next 10 years, there's going to begin to become a... There's going to begin to be a sort of growing understanding of, yeah, no, that person did do that bad thing. You know, like, here's an example. A lot of teenagers who are trying to be edgy, I'm talking like at age 14 or something like this, they're trying to be edgy, so they make offensive jokes at age 14, 15. And the thing is, they get that it's offensive. They don't really get why it's offensive. They're just trying to be edgy. Yeah. By the way, this is hilarious. What if that was recorded? What if no matter what you did, what if all those jokes were recorded? I mean, like, kids nowadays have access to, like, TikTok and Snapchat, and they're, you know, how many of those just, like, recorded themselves because they wanted some internet points and so on? Oh yeah, I'm going for this. Let me swing in like this and see what happens. Yeah. Yeah, Sir Alston, I think, bring this up, made this argument about young famous people like Jaden Smith on Twitter. Can you imagine having 1 million followers at age 14 to 18? Yeah. And I remember when Justin Bieber was getting called out for stuff when he was 19 and people were trying to, like, talk about stuff. I literally remember on this show going, maybe it's because he's 19. So he got dumped and a reporter asked him, or maybe he broke up with someone, I don't remember. It was like there was a breakup and a reporter asked him a thing and he got really upset and hung up on them. And I was like, yeah, sounds totally reasonable. Like, yeah, that actually sounds like a normal thing that a normal person would do. Nice. Duress. Thought distortion. Cut the eliminates entirely. Bring in... Alright, this... My sideboarding plan is fucking terrible in this matchup. Man, I have, like, way too many discard effects. I have too many discard effects! Shit. Let me trim 2 of these and 1 of these. Maybe like that. Like, I actually say dumb shit on this show all the time. Ishihito says, well, that's why I'm here. Prove it. The moon is flat! Pow! There it is. Got him. Ba-bomb. Show me what you got. Don't. No. Oh. I think Mind Tome's a pretty sick play. Oh, Nightpack Angered Dog. Get on out. It's time to have a very handy landy game. I think I gotta do this because I have one of these coming up. If I get expansion, it's so funny. Bamboozled. Yeah, I have a bit too much removally doodly do in this deck. I wish to get some black mana. Yeah, man. Yeah. I don't know. I've just been thinking a lot about this. I thought a lot about it yesterday after hearing about Rekful's death. I think that I need to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'll do this, and then I'll probably have to. Okay, that's fine. Get it out of here. If I can peer into my own abyss, that'd be really nice. Nah. Never ever gonna peer it. Not this time. Not the best. Not the worst. Yeah, I think we're sort of at the phase of culture where people are finally starting to see the really bad stuff. I mean, especially if you read history books, there's not just a lot that was... It's not just a lot that was bad, but there's like a lot of stuff that was like substantially worse. You know, you just had like a lot of really appalling things that have gotten better, which is good. Which is good that there's a lot of progress that has been made in terms of just general inhumanity of humanity, but... Oh, farts. Well, this is okay. No. Hope I get a land. Fuck. I hope I got a block, huh? I think we're at the phase where we're finally getting a lot of visibility into each other. And I think that there's like an initial shock and in particular an initial righteousness. That person did a bad thing, I'm gonna yell at him. Well, I shouldn't say a bad thing. I mean, like, very broadly, it's like you do something that I don't like. Maybe because I simply disagree with it. Alright, let's show me what I got. I don't understand how I'm supposed to... How do I get the trigger? Oh, whatever. I don't know, YOLO, man. You got a lot of visibility. There's a lot of righteousness that comes with, I disagree with you, what you said bothered me, so I'm going to let you know about it. And in my experience, when you dunk on someone, you feel really good for like 15 minutes. And with the sort of disparate connectivity of a lot of people, initially at least. Well, can't do anything about that. You can, like, cut someone out, be like, I disagree with them, or they did a bad thing, or whatever. Just cut them off and be like, I'm not going to deal with that anymore. It feels good, because they're the other, and there's... yeah. But there's this really big problem. Oh, shit. Which is that those people are still there. They're still going to be there the next day, you know? I think I'm just getting rid of these Aether Gusts, because I don't know what to do, man. My sideboard sucks. I think it is both possible to disagree with or even dislike something someone did and still strive to have a relationship with them. And I don't mean like a regular, hey, I'm going to call you every week. How's it going? Howdy, howdy. Alright, we're going to look for black. And I sort of feel like we're going to hit a point where there's the person that a group agreed was bad 2 years ago. And, okay, 2 years have passed. Now what? That was a good draw. Holy shit. Oh my god. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna just pass that one along. So many Night Pack Anger Dogs, man. Wasn't there an additional one in there? My opponent is like really slick. My opponent will be playing the Night Pack Anger Dog on their turn. Wow, not just not playing it, also not seeming to have the mana to play it. Alright, I'm gonna be brave. Yeah, let's get that one out. Magic. Oh no, there's so many Anger Dogs. Please try to do it on your turn. No, my opponent did something fucking sick. Yes, I get to draw a card. So if I like do this, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, no. Draw the card. Ooh, that's pretty nice. Does this really help anything? Probably not. We got a dog on the loose, man. We gotta get something gaseous going. No way. Okay, that's good. Clearly, why? Because I don't know. I mean, like, this is going to be a very stupid sounding statement, but bear with me. You know, and let's just categorize. There's a person who's being bad, and we'll say that on their goodness scale, they're like a D. Wouldn't it be nice if there was a way for them to be able to say, oh, God. I think I am effed. Yeah, our deck sucks. I'm going to switch to something else. Wouldn't it be nice if there was a way for them to improve in a way that we could all go, hey, that person is actually now a B. Not an A+, no saint. Doesn't change the fact there was that bad stuff that happened. This person's starting to get it. People mess up and people change. So we're drifting away from the point of just general online bullying to the idea of online forgiveness. Man. Like the point system in the good place? Maybe. I don't know. I'm just more talking about I just want more gentleness and tenderness and thoughtfulness out of the general morass that is the internet. Yeah. DS Warden says, messing up and learning from it as you get older / more experienced is a core part of personal growth. And that's what I find so weird about the social media spike in the last few years, because it really does feel like just the last few years when it's like a real new wave of social media types has existed and particularly penetrated quite young children. By children, I mean like middle school or high school or even some elementary. You know, like kids have YouTube channels and stuff where they're just recording their thoughts. And I feel like it's creating this visibility where you don't get to mess up. Like, I remember there was an event where there was a tournament, or there was the person who was operating the switcher. So, like, you go into game. All right, commentators, we're going to go into game. Okay, move this lever, and now we're in the game, and it has the stuff up. And he just kept missing things. He just kept not putting up the score, putting up the wrong score, the wrong players' names, the wrong color. Like, again and again and again and again. And I would go, dude, the score's wrong. Dude, there's this thing here. It needs to be changed. There's this thing. And, like, and he just kept messing up. And I eventually just, like, I yelled at him. Harshly. And could I have been more thoughtful there? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And as an adult, I would say, here's how I would have approached that situation differently. Here's what I would have done. I've learned better. And, like, if I shared, you know, like, I mean, I'm sharing pretty much most of the story right now, but if I, like, shared it in full detail, people would go, hey, I agree with Sean in the way he did it wrong. I think his frustration was understandable, but the way he went about it was bad, and I'm glad that Sean's learned, and that's good. Or what if this happened during a generation where someone just pulled out their phone, recorded it, and it was, like, permanently emblazoned, and it was unforgivable, and people described it as, here's revealing the fact that Sean was shitty. And I'm using myself as an example, but I mean, I don't know, I can't even imagine the stress of, like, being a kid who's, like, maybe didn't have a good time in high school, got bullied a lot, didn't have as supportive a home environment, and recorded many videos being angry or edgy or whatever, to have someone dig those up and go, aha, I have found the truth of who you are, as opposed to going, oh yeah, that's a fucking kid. I sort of feel like sometime in the next 10 years there's going to be a slow sort of, you know, have you ever gotten in, like, a really big argument with someone and you're, like, yelling at each other, and then, like, 2 hours later you're just sort of tired, and then you feel like you can actually, you and the other party are kind of tired. Like, you stopped talking, and 2 hours later you came back to talk, and, like, you know, sort of feel like maybe a little bit of this will be what happens over the next 10 years. Like, in 2 years, people are going to start to go, oh man, jeez. You know, the funny thing too is storytelling mechanisms, the way that stories are structured, I feel like people use the way that stories are structured to apply story structure to human beings. There's this great book I read about writing where the author said that people in real life, they just get sick. They just get sick. You can't have someone get sick in a book. That it's not believable that a character would get sick. You have to have the character be low on sleep, forget their coat in the middle of winter, and be shivering as they enter into a hospital where a sick person coughs into their mouth. Only then will the reader believe that the protagonist could then get sick. You have to, like, justify stuff. And so the idea of a flashback where you see a character many years ago doing something evil, that's shown to let you, the reader, know he was evil all along. You know, they're like these are the kinds of things that make sense in stories but don't make as much sense. Every single person I know, including the sweetest, most gentle people, have lost their mind and gotten angry. Like, and when I say lost their mind, I mean, like, they weren't, like, in control of themselves in the way they wanted to be. And every person would go, oh yeah, people just get mad sometimes. Everyone has experienced anger and sadness and joy and pride and all this, mix of things. Yeah, no, so-and-so got angry. But if that really sweet person had a video of them being angry, revealed 3 years ago, of them being angry, I see a lot of this like, oh my god, I didn't know. We've gotten the flashback as to who that person was. And I've been watching, some dramatic show on ABC where the main characters had a flashback. It's just like that. I don't know, I feel like there's a misapplication of storytelling, understanding storytelling mechanics to real-life behavior and real-life mechanisms. In particular, the sort of said person, I'm going to say something mean to them, dunk on them, and then the next day, they're still there. If you try to say something shady to someone on Twitter, guess what? Still going to be there tomorrow, tweeting. Maybe that outlet wasn't as helpful.